very good morning to you and welcome. You're watching Morning at 10 TV. This is Everyday Life, and this morning we'll speak matters medicine. And our guests from the National Drug Authority, Helen Ndagije, she's the Director Product Safety at the National Drug Authority, and Victoria Nambasa, who is the Manager Pharmacovigilance. Yeah, right. I got that. My name is Maurice Mugisha. Ladies, welcome. Let's discuss NDA. Many have always asked, do we actually need an authority? Why regulate drugs? Where do I begin? Is it you, because you deal with product safety? Do we actually need to regulate that space?
Yes, because drugs are an important product that you need a lot of information about. Yes. It's not an ordinary product.
Yeah.
And because by the time we approve them, we have reached a point where the benefits, we have made a measurement of where the benefits outweigh the risks. So we are not sure of all the information 100% up front. So as you continue to use the product, you have more information, and that informs the decision whether to continue to use it or to continue using it, or to withdraw it from the market, for instance. Yeah, so it's important.
All right. So we are in a space where NDA is being very cautious and saying we must understand the problems related with medicine. Many out there would have probably thought it's not a big thing. If you go to a doctor and they prescribe a drug and you go and actually take it. But come to think about it, we've actually discovered that the prescription is actually not necessarily, maybe they prescribe not necessarily the product you need. So maybe let's discuss medicine problems. And Victoria, just tell me, what is it about medicine that actually is a problem? Because I would have thought medicines are meant to solve problems, not medicine becoming a problem itself.
Yeah. Thank you, Maurice. Like Helen has said, medicines have benefited, human beings in many aspects. Just to point out one example, HIV. 20 years back, you would, if they would, announce to you that you have HIV, it's like they've sentenced you
to death. Yeah.
Yes, but now it's not a big deal because the drugs can prolong your life for quite a couple of years. Not
just a couple. Some are staying for more than 20 years now. We have some records now.
Yeah. So, but they also, medicines are like a double-edged sword because of their nature. They are chemicals. They are active chemicals. So as they come with benefits, they also come with drug-related problems, which I want to mention. The most important to mention is the adverse drug reactions, what we normally call the side effects in a layman's language. So because they are active, they will try to alleviate a condition, a disease, but then because of their nature, they will also come with side effects. And these side effects are brought, have factors surrounding them. For example, our genetic makeup, I might react, you may not react. Somebody in US might not react to a particular medicine, and we do in Africa.
Yes, the environment
dictates. Yes, then the prescription environment, where in a health system where you need to be reviewed and managed by a health worker is different. The risk is different compared to a case where I can just walk in any place. I do self-medication without going through screening. Knowing the limitations. So the risk is different. So a medicine which would be good in one environment might end up being dangerous in another environment because of these factors. And we also have inefficacy, what we call failure to do what these drugs are supposed to do. That's another big problem.
So you take this drug, it's meant to help you with a particular illness.
Yeah, but then you don't get that. Yeah, it's not working, and there are so many factors surrounding that.
Which include your metabolism, which include...
It could be like resistance. I remember we had a discussion on drug resistance. That is coming up. It could be just a counterfeit. We can't, hide.
Or the quality of the product.
It could be made in a neighborhood here.
Yes.
And you think it's made in India.
Well, no, people
That's not a
purpose,
problem.
yeah,
Yeah.
purpose to do, you know, fake
know,
drugs.
I know.
Yes.
So anyway, this discussion can go on and on, but I wanted us to discuss something else, the risks associated with taking medicine. You know, and you're touching on that, because you go out there and expect a prescription that is going to work for you. But even when they give that prescription, and probably you have gone and picked the drugs that have been prescribed, there's actually risks to taking medicine. You want to help with that, Helen?
Yeah, of course, some of the risks, of course, you could go to hospital or have your stay in hospital prolonged.
Yes.
Or you could even have a disability.
Yes.
Or even die from such, you know, an unwanted effect of the drug.
Are we able to see that and be able at the beginning to eliminate these things? Either is it the chemical composition of the drug? Is it the intake? Because if you're meant to take one drug and I'm taking two, or is it the fact that I'm taking it, instead of taking it with milk, I'm taking it with alcohol? You know, I'm still, you know, I'm a regular drinker, and so I find myself still taking alcohol and taking my drugs. You know, so is that some of the problems you'd be having associated with the risks of taking medicine?
Yes, of course, because therefore you need you need that kind of information.
Yes.
Sometimes it's written on the leaflet in very small
Very
font,
small form, yes.
and that's not user friendly. And sometimes
And the doctor is
you
busy to even remind you and tell you, please do not take this with alcohol.
Yeah, so those are some of the risks that you need to be vigilant and look out for that kind of information. Sometimes the internet may be a good source and so on. So you need to find that information to help you, inform you about this product. That if you're a woman of childbearing age, some medicines you should not take. You may risk either losing your child, or even never conceiving, or having children with disabilities. So that kind of those kinds of risks are the ones we always look out for, and see and see if we can save other people or society at large from these things that have already happened in everyday life. And we encourage the doctors to be able to record this, and we can then follow on from there.
All right.
Maybe just to add on that.
Yeah, because I was coming to because I'm sure you'd get there, because there's this whole conversation about drug reaction, and that's where I'm wondering, because by the time I go to the doctor and I'm expecting he's the expert in that space, how then am I going to deal with a drug that may actually react with me at the end of the day?
Yeah, actually what I wanted to bring out is studies have shown that some of these risks we are talking about are preventable. Like 70% of them are preventable.
Yes.
Yeah, and
the other 30 is also a huge number.
Yes, some of them they are, you know, you can't, you know, it's inherent. You know, I would say every life risks are there. But there are those that you can prevent, and 70%, that's what we are targeting. And you can do simple things. For example, when we mentioned the inherent, you know, I'll bring an example of a disease. You know, you have a kidney disease, and there are drugs that you wouldn't take when you have such a disease.
Yes.
So if you are aware of this, and the doctor is able to diagnose, and you know, and is in the process of prescribing, but the back of his mind knows this condition, then they wouldn't give you a drug that would exacerbate your condition. So that's the preventability we are talking about. Another issue she has mentioned is the reporting. If doctors observe, you know, occurrence of some of these risks, and they document and they report back maybe to the regulator, the regulator will come up with what we call risk mitigation measures. We put measures to prevent. Maybe we restrict use of this medicine in a given population. We do what we call educational programs to the public, to the patient themselves, then the health workers. How do you handle this? How do you minimize the risk? So those are measures you put. So the message is, they are preventable risks, and that's what we aim at. And every stakeholder has a role in, you know, making sure that we minimize these risks.
Tell me, maybe Helen, you can help me understand. Why then do we talk about taking medicine, and then yet we know there's a risk associated with that medicine. For example, there's medicines, I'm sure, even on our cabinets across all the pharmacies, that you must handle carefully. So why are we even dealing with that kind of medicine and allowing it to be available in the market, yet it has conditions? Unless somebody's going to work around the conditions of that medicine, they shouldn't be actually selling or even buying this medicine.
Yeah, the different. We do allow this medicine because it's a necessary evil, if I would say. And medicine generally we know that is a poison.
Yes.
But it helps for them to be regulated, to be certain classes of drugs to be available at certain levels, in either with certain cadres that are able to handle it, given the training that they have received. So then that's what helps us, and we need to work with also other people, especially the health, those who regulate the healthcare profession, to establish that these drugs are actually where they should be and that they are being used appropriately, because we cannot do without medicine.
All right. I know we would have delved into the fact that to reduce the chances of, either reacting or risks to drug use, there's a couple of things you wanted to talk about. But there is the biggest challenge we are dealing with, the medicines that are available in our space. So you have medicines that are being sold by hawkers. How do we deal with that?
Well,
is it even right, by the way?
No, it's not right to.
So this is the medicine, it's exposed to the sun, exposed to dust, and it's available. I mean, it's cheaper and it's quicker to find.
Yeah, medicine should not be hawked because of the conditions, the certain conditions, and they are really labeled onto the product. Each product has how much, how you should maintain it. So when you buy it from hawkers, you're not assured of the quality. And so the hawkers should not be there in the first place, or you should not buy from hawkers, because when you have a problem, then you need to go back and trace, and that's, with a hawker, it's difficult to have that kind of accountability or traceability of the product.
Okay.
Yeah.
Victoria, what happens if I have a particular product that I'm concerned with, and probably I react with it, or I do know a couple of cases that have either the medicine is failing, doesn't work, or actually it's caused reactions. I'm sure you've seen reports where some of the ARVs cause reactions in their patients. What happens? Where do I go? Who do I talk to?
The first thing you have to do is to go back to your health provider, because when they prescribe, they know everything about you. So first run to your prescriber, if available, and tell them what you've experienced, because they know, they had the prior knowledge about your condition. So probably it's just the disease that is progressing, or it could be the drug itself. So when you discuss this with a doctor, they are able to tease out what is the problem. But then if you don't have access to the doctor at that time, you can go back to you can report to National Drug Authority about it, then we can follow it up. But the most important thing is to go back to the health provider. If you went to a pharmacy, go back to the pharmacy, discuss it with the pharmacist there, that this is what I picked from this place, but I feel this way. They will discuss and guide you on that. But then if you don't have that, you can as well report to National Drug Authority. We have the Director of Product Safety handles everything. They'll try to help you how to go about it, and also link you to the right professionals to handle.
Do we have a toll-free line, a number they can call? Do we know anyone they can be able to reach on short notice? Is it there?
Yes.
Yes. Are you able to share it? Because we're happy to share that number, even on our social media platforms. There is a couple of key messages NDA wanted us to share with our viewers. I know you can check for the number. Yes, please go ahead and check. There's a couple of key messages NDA wanted to share as we conclude this. One, medicines are important to public health, but at the same time can compromise public health if not used properly. Not all health conditions require use of medicine, so seek professional advice often. You should avoid self-medication as much as possible. Well, I know a lot of people who do that. Know and discuss any allergies each time you visit your health providers, and Victoria shared that. Report any side effects you observe while taking any given medicines. And finally, get your medicines from approved persons, pharmacies, and clinics. 30 seconds, Victoria, your last word.
Actually, you've summarized that, but maybe what you've forgotten
Yes.
to
mention,
appeal
yes.
is for the public to report all quality issues. If you feel the product before you doesn't meet your
Yes,
expectation,
yes.
doesn't matter whether it's proven or what, just
Yes.
report, then we'll investigate and give you feedback.
All right. So here's the toll-free line. Please, if you want a toll-free line that you can always get in touch with the National Drug Authority, it's 0800 0800 101 999. 0800 101 999. But also you can send them a WhatsApp. This is 079 141 quadro 5 1415555 0791 415555. All right. Thank you very much, Helen and Victoria. You will be back because we really didn't have time to discuss everything. But effective drug use, as we mentioned, is important, and drug safety. So we want to thank the team from NDA. Thank you so much, ladies. And that was Everyday Life.
Thank you.